And it says, a fox eye was the chosen out of those. It says, because when you read verse 24, it starts off with a fox eye. A fox eye begot Zala, and Zala begot Eber, showing you that he was chosen. It didn't say nothing about them other brothers, right? So it's showing you that chosen line went down through them. And even when you go in the 11th chapter, it gives you, it starts you off with descendants. You go in the 11th chapter, it starts you out with these descendants of Shem. If Shem was not the chosen, why did it start off with the descendants of Shem? It didn't start you off with the descendants of Ham. It gave them to you in the 10th chapter, and that was it. But the chosen, it gave you in 11, it started you out with Shem in the 11th chapter. You know? Then it goes all the way down to the 26th verse. It ends with Abraham. And we know Abraham to be our forefather, who the blessed with you. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Through the scriptures, I'm going to go through scriptures and show you. When you go to the 12th chapter, when you go to the 12th chapter, verse 1, and it says, now Yahweh had said unto Abram, right there is A-B-R-A-M, Abram, exalted father. It says, and now Yahweh has said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. Right? So he left in Mesopotamia. The Lord told him, basically, through faith, he wound up in Haran, which is in Syria. He told him to get from thy house, man. Because his father Terah, he was going off. He was going off, man. He wasn't being upright. Right? So the Lord said, get thee from thy father's house, man. Verse 2. And it says, and I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. Say, will make thee a great nation. He was only one man. So what was he talking about right there? Meaning out of his loins, because every man has sperm that are actual, millions and millions of people. A man has nations in his sperm, man. It's probably a million sperms in your sack. So that's possibly a million kids. That's a nation. So he told him that he would make thee a great nation. He was telling him and his descendants after him. Verse 3, and I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curses thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Blessed meaning favor, right? So the Lord, his purpose was what? He knew he was going to have that great nation. He was going to give them a great place, Jerusalem. He was going to give them Zion, give Jerusalem to Zion. You know? And it says, verse 4, it says, so Abram departed as Yahweh had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him, and Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. And Abram took Sarah his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth into the land of Canaan. And the land of Canaan, they came. So they left and went to the land of Canaan, man. I'm showing you. Abraham, the Lord told Abraham that he was going to be blessed and have that great nation. right? And he had 2 kids, man. We're gonna start off there. He had Ishmael and he had Isaac. So which one of those sons got the blessing? The scripture's gonna tell you. This is Genesis 16 and 15. Because prior to that, Sarah couldn't have any kids. She was barren. So she had a maid, Hagar, which Sarah told Abraham to go into Hagar that she might bring her forth a kid to raise. But once he went into her and had a kid, and Hagar bare that son, Sarah got jealous, man. She wanted to basically get rid of her. She wanted Abram to get rid of her. Right? It says, Genesis 16 and 15, and Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son name with Hagar bare Ishmael. Right? Now I'm going to look up Ishmael, show you what it means. Get the phone. Yeah, Esau, man. They cutting on sprinklers, man. Trying to hinder the word. That's the damn devil, man. Damn devil. It's crazy. You know what? It's one right there and it's one right here, but they blowing in there and blowing over there. But it's like, I guess they forgot to put one right behind the sign. Damn devils, man. I'm gonna look up that word Ishmael, show you what Ishmael means. In Genesis 16. Genesis 16, 15. Ishmael is Yashma'ala. Yashmaya. God. It says, God will hear. That's what Ishmael's mean. God will hear. You know? It says, go back, verse 16, and Abram was 86 years when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. So he was like 86 years old. So he was an old man. In these days, you would think an old man like that couldn't have kids, right? But the men back then were much stronger than we are now. And even then, at that time, hey, they were bigger too, man. They didn't eat the GMOs we eat now. They ate good food and everything. They ate probably the right food to keep they count up, sperm count up. You know, they wore the right clothing. You know, they had a part to play with it. And it says, let's see what we got here. Verse 17, Genesis 17 and 1. And when Abram was 90 years old and 9, Yahweh appeared to Abram and said unto him, I am thy almighty power, walk with me and be thou perfect. So he's telling him to walk with him, right? Obey what he says and you'll be blameless. You know, you'll be blameless. It says, and I will make my covenant between me and thee and will multiply thy exceedingly. He's going to make his covenant between Abraham. So that's letting you know Abraham was the chosen, right? It went through a fox eye, it went through Shem, it went through a fox eye all the way down to Abraham. They didn't pick none of Abraham's uncles, his brothers, or nothing. They picked Abraham. He said, I will make my covenant with thee between me and thee, and will multiply thee exceedingly. And it says, and Abram fell on his face, and the Most High talked with him, saying, as for me, behold, my covenant is with thee, and thou shalt be a father of many nations. So he said, you're going to be a father of a multitude of nations, man. You think that Abraham, in that point, he might have believed or he might not. But you had to have faith. You had to have faith in what Yahweh was saying. You had to have faith in what he was saying, right? He had to have faith in what he was saying. Because he said he was going to be many nations, man. Which you looking at today. Did Abraham get a chance to see it? No, because he passed on. But we still them descendants. We here. Those many nations, man. Let me get this right here in Romans. Romans 4.